Stop scrolling. I mean it. Whatever you were about to do next, whatever video you were planning to watch after this, whatever distraction you were reaching for, let it fall away. Because at 11:47 last night, something broke open in the spiritual realm. A seal that has been locked over your life for exactly 1,926 days. That is 5 years if you are counting. Your guardian angel just burned their once-per-lifetime override. Out of 4.3 million people online right now, only 7 were chosen to receive this specific frequency. 4 of them already scrolled past. 2 of them stopped, but their hearts were not ready. You are the 7th. The last one. The final call. Type 777 in the comments right now. Do it before your mind starts analyzing whether this is real. When those numbers leave your fingers, you are not leaving a comment for me. You are not feeding an algorithm. You are signing a contract that exists in realms beyond screens, beyond platforms, beyond anything your rational mind can measure. You are giving permission for what happens next. I need you to understand something. Finding this video was not random. The series of choices that brought you here, the restlessness that made you pick up your phone, the unusual pull you felt toward this specific thumbnail, that was orchestration. Heaven has been positioning you for 1,126 days to arrive at this exact moment. Every delay, every detour, every disappointment has been part of the setup for what breaks open in the next 72 hours. I am not here to entertain you. I am not here to make you feel good for 11 minutes, so you can scroll on to the next dopamine hit. I am here because I saw you. And what I saw made heaven move. I saw you 6 months ago, sitting in your car in that parking lot, hand frozen on the keys, unable to go inside yet because you needed 5 more minutes to assemble the mask. The mask that says everything is fine. The mask that hides the fact that you have been operating on fumes for longer than anyone knows. I saw you 3 weeks ago lying awake at 2:47 a.m., staring at the ceiling, doing the math again, calculating which bill can be pushed to next week, which phone call you can avoid for another few days, which dream has to die so the bills can live. I saw you in that conversation last Tuesday where you laughed at something that was not funny because everyone else was laughing, and you have learned that blending in hurts less than standing out. I saw you delete that text before sending it. The honest one. The one that said, "I am not okay." I saw every midnight prayer that felt like it hit the ceiling and bounced back. Every breakthrough that was supposed to happen by now but somehow keeps slipping further away. Every moment you whispered, "Is it me? Am I doing something wrong? Why does blessing happen for everyone except me?" Your tears have a number. Did you know that? Heaven keeps count. Current total is 47,219. Every single one collected in vials of gold. Not one forgotten. Not one wasted. Every tear you cried at 3 a.m. when you thought you were alone, I was there. Collecting. Counting. Preparing the recompense. You are not the person who smiles at work while calculating which bill can be pushed to next week. You are not the person who says "I am fine" while screaming inside where no one can hear. That is the role you have been playing. But I am about to reintroduce you to who you actually are. Hit the like button right now. This is not about an algorithm. This is your signal flare. When you press that button, you are saying "I am ready to stop performing and start receiving." You are saying "I recognize this is not random. Let me tell you what has been happening while you were busy surviving. For 1,126 days, there has been a specific assignment against you. 12 demons were assigned to your case 4 years ago. They had a strategy meeting about you. They divided responsibilities. 6 were assigned to your finances, 3 to your relationships, 3 to your mind and emotions. They studied you. They know what time you wake up at night. They know what fears play on repeat at 3 a.m. They know which memories to surface when you are almost at peace. They know exactly how much pressure to apply before you break. And they have been calibrating that pressure for 5 years. There was a courtroom scene playing out in dimensions you cannot see. Evidence being gathered. Testimony being recorded. They presented their case. They said this one has made agreements through fear, through compromise, through settling. They said we have legal right to occupy this territory. And for 1,926 days, the ruling stood. The doors they wanted closed stayed closed. The resources they wanted blocked stayed blocked. The relationships they wanted to poison stayed toxic. But last night at 11:47 p.m., something shifted. A ruling came down from the highest court that exists. The legal right those demons had to operate against you expired at midnight. The contract is void. The lease is terminated. The assignment is canceled. Michael the Archangel has been dispatched with specific orders concerning your life. Not in theory, not in metaphor, actually dispatched. He is bringing back resources that were blocked. He is unlocking doors that were sealed. He is disconnecting people who were assigned to drain you. He is rerouting opportunities that were redirected away from you. Right now, as you read these words, something is happening in your body. You might feel tingling in your hands. That is not circulation. That is cellular activation. Your chest might feel warm. That is presence moving through your ribcage. Some of you felt a sudden urge to cry when I mentioned the 47-19 tears. That is recognition. Your spirit recognizing its own testimony before your mind can analyze it. Comment "I see it now" if you are recognizing the pattern, if you are connecting the dots between what I am describing and what you have been experiencing. Your comment is not for me. It is your declaration that you are no longer available for the old assignment. Within the next 7 days, watch for these specific confirmations. I am not guessing. I am telling you what is already in motion. You will receive communication from someone you have not heard from in at least 3 years. The content will reference something from your past that you thought nobody else remembered. Pay attention to what they say. It will sound random to them. It is not random. It is confirmation. Money is coming. Within 168 hours from right now, a financial surprise will manifest. It might be small. It might be large. Pay close attention to the amount. If it contains the digits 3, 7, or 11 in any combination, that is your sign. Write down the amount. Send it to me. I want to celebrate with you. There is someone in your regular orbit, someone you see at work, or at church, or in your neighborhood, who will say something in the next 72 hours that sounds like they read your private journal. Something so specific to what you have been thinking that there is no rational explanation. That is not coincidence. That is heaven using human mouths to remind you that you are seen. You will have a dream unlike your usual dreams. More vivid, more significant. You might see water, keys, doors, or light breaking through darkness. When you wake up, write it down immediately before the details fade. That dream is a download. Instructions wrapped in symbols. Let me tell you about people who recognized their moment and responded with obedience. David from Chicago was 3 days from bankruptcy. 3 days. He had stopped opening mail because every envelope was bad news. His wife had stopped looking at him the way she used to, not with anger, with pity. And pity from your spouse cuts deeper than any insult. He typed 777 with hands that had given up hope. 71 hours later, his estranged uncle called. They had not spoken in 15 years. The uncle said, "I do not know why, but God told me to help you." Wired him $77,000. No strings, no repayment plan, just a download from heaven through a relative who had written him off years ago. I talked to David yesterday. He is still processing, still crying, not sad tears, grateful tears. Only God could have orchestrated this tears. But I want to tell you about other kinds of breakthroughs, because money is not the only thing heaven restores. Patricia from Atlanta had not seen her daughter in 23 years. Not 20, not 25, 23. The daughter had run away at 17 after a fight that Patricia replayed in her mind every single night for 2 decades. She blamed herself, carried guilt that poisoned every relationship she tried to build after. When I told her to type 777, she almost did not do it. She thought God had given up on that prayer years ago. 68 hours after she typed those numbers, her phone rang from an unknown number. Her daughter's voice on the other end, crying, saying, "I do not know why I am calling now. I just knew I had to. They met for coffee 3 days later. The daughter brought Patricia's grandchildren, 2 of them, ages 4 and 6. Patricia did not even know she was a grandmother. She sent me a photo last week, her holding both grandkids. The caption said, "I got my daughter back and gained a family I did not know existed. Only God." Then there is Robert from Memphis. His wife Karen was given 4 months to live. Stage 4. The doctors used words like palliative and comfortable and time to prepare. Robert is a man of faith, but even faith gets tested when the woman you have loved for 43 years is disappearing in front of you. When I told him to type 4484, he did it while sitting in her hospital room at 2 a.m. She was asleep. He was crying into his phone thinking, "This is foolish. She is dying. What is a comment going to do?" 77 hours later, the doctors came back with scans that made no medical sense. The tumor that was wrapped around her spine, untouchable by surgery, unreachable by chemo. That tumor shrank by 83% in 3 days. 3 days. The oncologist said, "I have never seen anything like this in 30 years of practice. This does not happen." Robert called me last night. Karen is home, eating solid food, walking around the house, planning their 44th anniversary. The doctors are calling it spontaneous remission. Robert calls it what it is, a resurrection. One more. Jennifer from Dallas. Her granddaughter Michaela went through a divorce that destroyed her. The husband cheated, left her with 2 kids and debt she did not create. Michaela stopped believing in love, stopped believing in men, stopped believing that good things happen to good people. Jennifer prayed for her every single day for 2 years. But Michaela had built walls so high that even grandma's prayers seemed to bounce off. When I told Jennifer to type 777 for her granddaughter, she did it with faith the size of a mustard seed. Barely believing, mostly desperate. Within 91 hours, Michaela met someone at the grocery store. Not a bar, not a dating app, the produce section. A man who helped her when she dropped a bag of apples. They talked for 17 minutes. He asked for her number. She almost said no out of habit. 6 months later, they are engaged. He treats her kids like they are his. He paid off the debt her ex left behind without being asked. Michaela called her grandmother last week and said, "I do not know what you did, but something shifted. I feel like I can breathe again. Like maybe the universe does not hate me after all." These are not stories I made up to manipulate your emotions. These are real people whose lives changed because they recognized a divine moment and responded with obedience. Your story is next. I need you to do something in the next 24 hours. Not this week. Not when you feel ready. In the next 24 hours, you must close 3 doors. First door, that relationship that drains you. You know exactly who I am talking about. The person who only calls when they need something. The one who speaks death over your life while smiling to your face. The one who takes more than they give, who criticizes more than they celebrate, who reminds you of your failures more than your victories. You keep giving them chances because you are loyal, because you remember who they used to be, because you think cutting them off makes you a bad person. But heaven is saying this door closes now. Delete the number. Block the account. Stop responding. Not out of bitterness. Out of wisdom, not out of revenge, out of self-preservation. The blessing that is coming cannot fit through the door while they are standing in it. You have been trying to drag dead weight into your next season and wondering why you cannot move forward. Let them go. They will survive without you. The question is, will you finally thrive without them? Second door. That pattern you have been entertaining in private. You know the one. The thing you do when nobody is watching. The thought pattern that plays on repeat. Maybe it is how you use your phone after midnight. Maybe it is what you watch when you are alone. Maybe it is how you talk to yourself when you make a mistake. The voice that says you are not good enough. You will never change. You always mess this up. This stops in the next 24 hours. Not gradually. Not when you feel stronger. Cold, stop. When the urge comes, and it will come, speak out loud. Say that door is closed. That version of me is dead. I am walking through a different door now. Your enemy wants you to believe that pattern is who you are. It is not who you are. It is just a habit you picked up in a season you are leaving. Third door. That fear that has been whispering limitations. The fear that says be realistic when God is saying be radical. The fear that says play it safe when heaven is saying trust me and jump. The fear that says you are too old, too broke, too broken, too late. In the next 24 hours, do one thing that scares you. Send that email you have been drafting for 6 months. Make that phone call you have been avoiding. Submit that application. Have that conversation. Fear is not your counselor. Fear is a squatter that needs eviction papers. Share this video with exactly 3 people in the next 24 hours. Not 5, not 10, 3. Heaven will highlight who they are. When you think of their name and feel that yes in your spirit, that is your confirmation. Send it with no explanation. Just send it. Do not edit the message to make it less intense. Do not apologize for the length. Trust that if their name came to your mind, they need to see this as much as you did. Subscribe to this channel and turn on all notifications. More is coming. More revelation. More breakthrough. More testimonies. When you subscribe, you are saying, yes, I want to stay connected to this frequency. You are saying, I am not treating this like entertainment. I am treating this like assignment. Let me warn you about what is going to happen in the next 48 hours. The moment you typed 777, the moment you clicked like, the moment you decided to close those 3 doors, something shifted in realms you cannot see. And your enemy noticed. Here is what they will do. An argument will erupt out of nowhere. Someone will suddenly have a problem with you about something petty, something that was never an issue before. You will receive news designed to make you think, see, nothing changed. This was all hype. Your phone will buzz with a message from the exact person you were supposed to cut off, perfectly crafted to make you feel guilty. Your mind will whisper you are being foolish, you are being extreme, you are taking this too seriously. Just go back to normal. Old friends will say you have changed, and not as a compliment. People who were comfortable with the old you will be threatened by the new you. That voice in your head is not wisdom. That voice is not reason. That voice is panic from forces that just lost their legal claim on your destiny. This is the test. This is where most people fold. They get to the edge of breakthrough and then sabotage themselves by going back to what is familiar. You have come too far to turn back now. You have survived too much to quit 3 days before victory. You have cried too many tears at 3 a.m. to settle for the same life you have been tolerating. When the counterattack comes, and I promise you it will come, speak this out loud. I see you. I recognize this for what it is, and I am not going back. The old contract is void. The old agreements are terminated. I belong to a different kingdom now. My future does not look like my past. Now receive these words into your spirit. May your finances overflow until giving becomes your greatest joy instead of your greatest sacrifice. May your body respond to heaven's frequency instead of earth's diagnosis. May cells that were sleeping wake up. May organs that were struggling receive supernatural strength. May toxic relationships detach with supernatural ease and divine replacements arrive with supernatural timing. May anxiety lose its grip on your 3 a.m. thoughts, and peace become your default setting instead of your occasional visitor. May your children and grandchildren break cycles you thought were unbreakable. May generational curses end with you, and generational blessings begin with you. May your calling announce itself so loudly that doubt cannot whisper. May your purpose become so clear that distraction looks foolish. May doors you have been knocking on for years fly open with such force that you stumble through them. May opportunity hunt you down in the produce section, at the gas station, in the most ordinary moments. May what was stolen be returned with interest that makes no mathematical sense. May the years the locusts ate be restored in a single season. May you walk into rooms and atmospheres shift. May your presence carry weight in the spirit realm that your natural eyes cannot measure. May the relationships that are supposed to stay become unshakable. and the relationships that are supposed to go become undeniable in their toxicity. So you stop questioning the exit. Let me paint two versions of your future. Both exist right now as possibilities hovering in realms adjacent to this one. Version 1. You close this video. You felt something, sure. A little tingle, a little hope. But tomorrow arrives and this becomes just another inspirational video you watched late at night when you could not sleep. You tell yourself it was nice. You tell yourself, maybe someday. 3 years from now, you are still in the same apartment, still at the same job you hate, still having the same fight with the same person, still waiting for breakthrough, still wondering why it happens for everyone except you. Version 2. You recognize this moment for what it is. Not entertainment, not content. A divine appointment. You follow the instructions exactly. You type the numbers. You close the 3 doors. You share with 3 people. You take the action that scares you. 72 hours from now, you are texting someone. I know this sounds crazy, but let me tell you what just happened. 3 years from now, you are the testimony someone else watches late at night when they cannot sleep. You are telling someone about the night everything shifted. Type "I choose breakthrough" in the comments right now. Make that declaration public. Make it where your enemy can see it. When you type those 3 words, you are voting for which future becomes your reality. You are choosing which timeline you step into. The clock is still ticking. The 168 hours started the moment you clicked on this video. The confirmations are already in motion. The person who has not called in 3 years, their phone is about to feel heavy in their hand with an urge they cannot explain. The money with 3, 7, or 11 in it is already moving through channels toward your account. The person in your orbit who is about to say something that sounds like your private journal. They do not know it yet, but heaven is about to use their mouth. You came here one way, tired, frustrated, wondering if God even sees you. You cannot leave the same. You are the 7th soul, the final call. The 3 doors are waiting. The 3 people heaven highlighted are waiting for you to send this. The 3 confirmations are already in motion. Your breakthrough is not coming. Your breakthrough is here, now, in this moment. The only thing standing between you and everything you have been crying for at 3 a.m. is your decision to believe this was not random. This was orchestrated. You were chosen. You were seen. You were handpicked out of 4.3 million people to receive this frequency. I am the God who walked with Abraham and called him friend. I am the God who blessed Isaac in the middle of famine and gave him 100-fold harvest. I am the God who made water flow from rocks and multiplied 5 loaves to feed thousands. I am the God who gave Patricia her daughter back after 23 years. I am the God who shrank Karen's tumor by 83% in 77 hours. I am the God who brought Michaela a man in the produce section who treats her like royalty. I have not changed. I am still in the business of doing what only I can do. The only question is whether you will recognize your moment when it arrives dressed as a YouTube video at 11:47 p.m. on a random Tuesday. You are seen. You are known. You are chosen. Now prove heaven right about the bet it just placed on you. Go.